Right, peeps, I'm back. Game week over. Last kick of the game week. Bournemouth go and score. Disaster. Absolute disaster, peeps. Although it didn't really seem to change my rank that much. Right, first thing is this score here is not correct because it has not yet added my Guardiola points. Now, Guardiola was on 11 and now he's on 9 because of that late Bournemouth goal which wiped out the clean sheet. And of course Guardiola also lost points and has gone down to 2, I suspect, unless he was subbed. I don't think he was subbed, was he? Let's check. No, he wasn't. So why is this so slow, we ask ourselves. Why is this so slow? Anyway, today I want to talk about Saka and why I think he's a bit of a trap. Look, it's packed up. So we're going to have to go to look at the League of Gentlemen, or whatever we're calling it, of the content creators. And look at this, peeps. The final scores are in. WAG 72. Again, no City players has played into her advantage, because how the hell De Bruyne, Haaland both managed to blank when they score 3 goals. Ridiculous, isn't it? So we'll have a look at we'll go through and have a look and see what's what, because like I said, it's been ridiculous. I mean, WAG didn't have a single player today, but she's still got 72 already on the board despite having a captain fail, and once again has shown that City players, no matter how good they are and how good City are, it's quite reasonable to just ignore them because they're a headache, absolute headache. So I'm second. So this is my real score now, 65. We've got 9 from Guardiola, 2 from Guardiola, thanks to that last kick of the match. Ridiculous, peeps, ridiculous. Although, to be fair, a lot of people, well, some people, did have double Man City defence. So they've kind of come out even worse, I suspect. So not much else. Saka came off my bench for 5 points. And even then, peeps, he could not beat Eza. And it's just like sickening. Every single week, us poor Saka owners have been getting bashed up by Eza. You know, even when he didn't come on till the 70th minute or whatever, and he still scores. It's just absolutely ridiculous. He's turned into prime Messi since we made that decision in game week 30 as to which one to bring in. You know, he's traditionally Eza's all kind of looks good, but no finishing product. Well, since game week 30, he's just been finishing every single chance almost, hasn't he? He's been incredible. And we weren't to know, peeps, we weren't to know. And if you didn't get him then, it's been kind of difficult to buy him since, really. You had to make your decision back in game week 30 and stick with it. But at least Saar did get 5 points. So Wag's top, I'm next, and then it's Harry on 63. But bear in mind, I did use a chip, didn't I, to get my second place. So Guardiola 2. De Bruyne ended up keeping his clean sheet at least, which is one thing. Harry hasn't got Imava, Eza. Then Bakar with 58. Sa, no real Man City players of note. Has anyone here got the double? Fabio's come back well with a 56, but look what he did. He took out Guardiola, who got 9 points for the assistant manager, and replaced him with Potter for a transfer, who only got 1 point. And he took out Saar for Bowen, which kind of worked, I guess, didn't it? Again, he didn't have many City players. We're very, very lucky, I think, those of us that didn't have many City players. Then late riser, De Bruyne with 3 points. He's one, or he had Ruben Diaz, but he didn't have Guardiola. Mark with 53. Ruben Diaz as well. Haaland. See Haaland, another blank for Haaland. And you've got to say with Haaland, I mean, he never really came close, did he? I mean, if he was going to score, it was just going to be from like a lucky rebound or something, wasn't it? Because he didn't really create anything. Did anyone take Eza out here? Let's have a look. Bakar did. He took Eza out and replaced him with Palmer. And of course, Eza outscored Palmer. So Joe 53, De Bruyne, Sarr. Not many actually got Eza. Not many actually got him. As -4. Where are all the Eza owners? Haaland blank for him. I see Steve-O, he was banging on about captaining Haaland all week, and even after the game week started, he said, I knew I should have captained Haaland. I knew I should have captained Haaland. 2 points, you know, so at least that's settled now. So, you know, Haaland. And we're going to talk about this in a minute when we talk about Saka. So that's about it, basically. Did anyone actually have Eza here? Did any of them actually have him? I'm very surprised if they don't. Someone must have had him, surely. Fabio. He's the only one. Out of 10 managers, 10 of his managers, only Fabio actually had Eza. And a few took him out. Andy, Let's Talk FPL, took him out for a hit to get Palmer in. He also took Sarr out and got Enzo in. And he said he got away with it's yesterday in his stream. He said he got away with those moves, but really he didn't, because he's by far and away the lowest manager on this list. Really only got 38 points, which is almost half the amount of points that Wag got. So, you know, let's have a look at the totals. See who's doing what. Harry's 6k. I'm second. Oh, wow. Didn't expect that. So I'm in second spot with 35k. Just ahead of Bakar with 35 as well. Fabio 41. And then there's a bit of a gap to Andy, Wag, Mark, all in the top 100k. And then there's Joe, Az, and Late Riser, who are not in the 100k. Joe will be hoping to get there. Az will need a miracle to get there. And as for Late Riser, you know, he could have 11 upside chasers in his team, and he's still not going to get to the top 100k. So, you know. But it's tight. It's tight, you know. I'm still not convinced I'm going to get top 50k. There's a lot of chips in play next week. A lot of chips. There's still people with triple captain. And we shall see. Anyway, what I want to talk about now is Saka, I think. Because I'll probably get this wrong and look an idiot. But I tell you what, peeps. If you'd listened to me last week, I did say, didn't I, that there was a very good chance that Cunha would not start this week. I said that. I didn't hear anyone else saying it in all the stuff I listened to. But I felt there was a very good chance and that he might want to give next season's players a look. Because he's not going to have Cunha. So why play him, basically, when it's dead? It's dead, isn't it, this season for them? So why bother playing him? Look, it's finally updated. 45 to 35k. Pretty good. I'm 13 points ahead of top 50k. It could still go wrong. Could still go wrong. So let's have a look. Now, Saka and why I think he's a trap. 1. Even the manager has said that Arsenal are pretty much on the beach. 2. I'd be much more confident in Saka if they were playing somebody like Man United, Tottenham, or one of those other bad teams, but one of the teams that has a name and that people could get excited about beating. Can the Arsenal players who are on the beach get excited about going to Southampton and playing them? They can't, can they? I mean, they just want the season over. They've had a long, hard season. They got knocked out the Champions League. They had no chance in the league, but they have secured second place. But they have zero motivation to bother against Southampton. It's not like they're, at least with De Bruyne, it was his last home game or whatever. Or with Salah, he's chasing assist record. Saka, nothing really. What, and the games he's played, if we go here, for example, we'll have a look at Saka, shall we? We'll go and have a look at what he's done. So Saka, since he came back from injury, I'll tell you what, blimmin' Rice. I mean, Rice has only got 1 point this season, less than Saka. And he's looking like he could legitimately be an option next season, couldn't he? And the fact that Trossard is top in midfielders, despite not having many minutes, is ridiculous. But let's look at Saka's returns since game week 30. So he came back in game week 30. He played for 24 minutes, remember, and he got that fluky goal at the end. Since then, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Remember that, peeps. Don't concede winks. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. When you're thinking of bringing him in, repeat after me. 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. So he got 4 1s, 2 2s, and then he got a 3 against Newcastle. Now, they're playing Southampton. Everyone's whipping boys, except that Southampton away from home, since the new manager took over, haven't been awful. Remember how everyone bought De Bruyne, Haaland, all them to play Man City and to play against Southampton, and it was a 0-0. Now, Saka's got zero motivation for this match. He hasn't looked back to his scintillating best, far from it. He's looked pretty average, to be honest with you, since he came back from injury. Arsenal have been scoring, but he hasn't really been involved very much. Now, we know they're on the beach. We don't know what sort of lineup we're going to put out. Now, if we hear the lineup, which you might well do before the deadline, a lot of people are going to be tempted to bring Saka in. But remember, peeps, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Just because you can bring him in and he's starting doesn't mean he's going to get lots of points, does he? I mean, you look, I'll tell you what, everybody going on, people have been doing this for the last 7 or 8 weeks. 7 or 8 weeks. The other week it was Palmer, wasn't it? Bringing in Palmer. Now look at this. This is Palmer. 1 point, 4 points, 2 points, 3 points, 10 points, 2 points, 2 points. You go back even further. Look, 2, 2, 6, 2, 2, 3, 1, 0, 6, 1. 4, 2, 3. Jammy penalty at the end, 10, 2, 2. Yet people still bring him in and captain him, when the evidence is there that he's been getting no points for weeks and weeks and weeks. They did that with Palmer. Salah's the same. People still captaining Salah. 2, 2, 2. Let's look at Salah's points. I'm on a roll now, peeps. Let's have a look at Salah's points. 3, 2, 6, 3, 8, 2, 2, 2. A bit better. He's had a 15, and that was against Southampton, but they were at home. They were at home. And they probably, I think, were still, game week 28, they were still after the title at that stage, still highly motivated. Since they won the title, however, it's been very, very light. Very light. But he's still, I think, a reasonable captain choice this week. because he at least is chasing an assist record. It's the last home game of the season. Trent will no doubt be playing. He plays much better with Trent. I did tell you in game week 29, game week 30, that I was going to get rid of Salah, because he didn't play very well without Trent, who I think was injured or something at that time. But he's looking decent this week, I think, for a captain. Better than Saka anyway. But people have been bringing in these expensive players just because they're expensive and have like a good history, but have no form, are not playing well, and they're sticking the armband on these people. Haaland peeps. Let's look at him. The amount of people buying Haaland. Captaining him. He's only come back for 2 games. Look, 2-2. But look before he got injured. 6-5, 0, 8, 2, 7. Not too bad, I guess, to be fair. But they're buying him, captaining him, just because he's expensive and has done well in the past, aren't they? That's all they're doing. But then you look at players like Bowen. Let's look at Bowen. Look at this. 9, 10, 9, 8, 8. Has Ipswich this week. I mean, it's a better option. Over 60% of goals that West Ham score, Bowen's involved in. How many Saka been involved in for Arsenal in the last 6 or 7 weeks? One goal. And that was a jammy blooming goal at that. It's Bowen. There's Mabuemo. Just people, all these mid-price players performing significantly better. Eza. Even Sarr is outperforming them. And he's useless. Watkins, absolutely. I'll tell you what. Watch this Man United Tottenham game tomorrow. If it goes to extra time or whatever, Fernandes is looking dead tired and they're looking pretty wasted, then Watkins at United is a reasonable captain choice as well this week. Isaac, home to Everton if he plays, very good captain choice as well. Bournemouth, I don't know about Bournemouth, but they are at home to a Leicester side that really have done it now. They've had their Vardy party. Evan Nielsen, I suspect they're all more likely to get points than Saka is. All of them. So, if you're taking hits or whatever to get Saka in, then, it's on you. But I won't be doing it. That's all I'm saying. Don't listen to me, peeps. I've been wrong hundreds of times before. But that is why I will not be getting in Saka. I'm not telling you not to get him in. But what have we got here? Let's have a look at Reddit. Nathan Collins. Do we really care about Nathan Collins? Why is he top of the list? I didn't see Salah's miss the other day, but that KDB one today was absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal, wasn't it? Really was. Really was. De Bruyne. There's his season's totals. Pretty consistent. But he's only had one. No, he's had two seasons over 200. And they weren't consecutive seasons. So he's pretty good. But was he ever really essential, Kevin De Bruyne? Was he ever really essential? I don't think he was he really? Anyway, so what to do? I'll tell you what, if Isaac starts, I'm going to play Saliba, I've decided, because he is either going to start or not be involved. So I just play him, basically. Even if I know he's injured, I start him. Because you can't trust Arteta, can you? So I just start him and see what happens, basically. And I will put Livramento second on the bench. Kirill next. However, I will have to make a transfer because it's the last game week of the season. But I would be quite happy going into the final game with this team. I probably will captain whoever is higher to the top of the polls amongst the players that I own. I suspect it could well be, I think it'll be Salah. I think I'm going to captain Salah, to be honest with you. I know we ran through that list of players that have been blanking, but he really, really should have scored, shouldn't he, yesterday? So he's after that assist record. It's the final home game of the season. They're going to be more motivated for this match than they have for the recent ones. Trent's going to be playing, so I think I will captain him. You know, Bowen's obviously a very strong threat. Buemo as well, because Wolves they're very much on the beach now, aren't they? So he's a good captain choice. Even Rodgers and Watkins and Isaac and Visser. You could captain any of these, to be honest with you. So, yeah, there's no clear and utter outstanding pick. You know, I think if you've got De Bruyne, do you swap him to Saka or not? I suspect he will play against Fulham, won't he, De Bruyne? He will play against Fulham. And City are looking pretty decent now, aren't they? If Rodri comes back as well. De Bruyne didn't score today, and it was his last home game, but he's still got one more match as a City player, so he could still score on his last City appearance, couldn't he? So I'd probably be quite reluctant, actually, to take out De Bruyne for Saka. I think De Bruyne to Bowen makes a bit more sense, but even that, I think if you've got, you hold, to be honest now. It was the Bournemouth game I thought before. I wasn't expecting much from that Bournemouth match. My assistant manager. By the way, Pete, my assistant manager, 9, 9 and 4. So I got 22 from my assistant manager, which is probably 20 or 30 points less than people who used it later in the season, earlier in the season. But I did get 29 points for my triple captain. So that kind of evens it out a bit, doesn't it? Now, I was looking, if Isaac wasn't playing, I was looking at Evan Nielsen. Bournemouth, I think now are no longer chasing Europe. I think that's out of reach for them now. So I'm not too sure on that one. It is such a lovely fixture, though. If Isaac's starting, I'm definitely keeping him. I mean, I could just make a transfer to give myself a bench player, even another bench player. Change Arsenal defenders maybe, but you can't guarantee who's going to play. Can't guarantee it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, my game week 38 team looks pretty good. I mean, people that are free hitting are going to struggle to get a better looking team than this, to be quite honest. Because, I mean, there's no weak links here. I mean, who would, say I did have Saka, say I could have Saka for nothing. Who would I take out for him here? Who would I take out for Saka? I'd be worried about taking any of these out for him, to be quite honest. Because Buemo's got that. Wolves are garbage. You're not going to take Villa players out playing a tired United side who have either won or lost the Europa League. I suspect they'll play better if they win the Europa League, because you saw Palace today. Pretty good, weren't they? I doubt they would have been as good if they hadn't won the FA Cup. If they'd lost the FA Cup, they probably would have been a lot worse than they were having won it. Anyway, peeps, that's about it. That's that week finished. I'll be doing a walking video in a day or two. It's going to be tough as well. It's going to be like Only Connect. I'm going to be giving you 3 or 4 clues for a single player while I'm out walking. And you're going to have to try and guess who the player is and work out the clues. And it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be as easy as going for a walk in the forest and saying, oh, it's a Forest player, he's surrounded by wood, it's Chris Wood. It's not going to be that easy, peeps. It's going to be a tough thing for you. So I've been thinking all week about clues I can come up with, and we'll see anyway, peeps. I'm nice and warm today, by the way. I got my double glazing put in yesterday. Got new double glazing, so hopefully I won't better hear those pricks next door when they're having their party every Saturday night. But I suspect I still will be able to. So fucking noisy little. Right. So anyway, peeps, I'm off now. So I shall. Nearly went through without swearing there, didn't I? So I'll talk to you all later. And cheers for now then, peeps.